Hello and welcome to this brief video overview describing the steps to become a licensed Illinois school teacher. So what do you need to know about becoming a licensed teacher? Well, first of all, please understand that Illinois is in a state of transition. And what that means is that ways that we had done things in the past, it's now changing or transitioning to the new methods or the new policies that have been set forth by the Illinois State Board of Education. So we're at a very unique time in the history of teacher education in Illinois. There are a lot of changes going on, and you may talk to veteran teachers who refer to it as certification, but actually we're changing the terminology. It's now moving towards getting a license to teach. So we're moving from certification to licensure. The basic skills test, which is one of the exams that you had to take and pass in order to become a certified teacher in the past, is now being replaced by a test called the TAP, or the Test of Academic Proficiency. The TAP test is only offered on the computer. You have to go to a testing location and you have to schedule an appointment. So those are just some of the changes that have taken place. So instead of having a basic skills test, we now have a TAP test, or Test of Academic Proficiency, and the TAP test is only offered on the computer at a testing location where you have to make an appointment ahead of time. So you're probably wondering, what? We have to take tests in order to become a teacher? Yes, you do. So in addition to all the coursework that you will complete, you will also need to schedule or register yourself to complete 3 exams. So why do you need to take these 3 separate exams in order to become a licensed teacher? Well, in order to earn your teaching license, which you will eventually be issued, a number that is associated with your license. So when you apply for jobs, you will be able to say that you are a licensed teacher. You must possess certain skills, almost like a stamp of approval. So by passing these exams, this will kind of give you that stamp of approval that yes, you are not only qualified in regards to the classes and your student teaching experience and your observation experiences, but also that you have demonstrated that you can read, write, and also perform mathematical equations. So the 3 exams in the series of exams to become a licensed teacher are: first, the TAP test. The second exam is called the content exam, which is your focus. So for example, if you want to teach middle school, high school, it'll be subject based. For example, if you want to teach math at the middle school or high school level, you will take a content exam that is based on mathematics. If you'd like to teach English, etc., you kind of get the picture. If you want to teach elementary education, you will actually take an elementary education content exam. The third test that you will take is called the APT, or the Assessment of Professional Teaching. On this exam, you will see a variety of questions related to becoming a teacher or being an excellent classroom teacher. So the Illinois Professional Teaching Standards that we as college professors address in all of our education courses, you will be tested on some of the vocabulary, the content, the critical thinking of those courses. So that's why it's so very important to not only do your best, but also know you may or may not be asked questions pertaining to topics from those courses. So you're probably wondering, what is the TAP test? Because that's the first test in the series. First of all, it has replaced the basic skills exam, or the basic skills test, which those students that graduated in the last few years, they all took the basic skills test. Even I took the basic skills test. So this new test, the TAP test, what's going on? Well, first of all, the TAP consists of 4 subtests, or 4 parts. There's a reading comprehension component, a language arts, like an English component, mathematics, and writing. So basically, you're going to, similar to like an ACT or like an overview type of exam, and just understand that this will be taken on the computer and you will have to register ahead of time. We do not offer the TAP test at KCC, so you will have to drive, which of course adds a certain element of stress in order to do your best, because you'll have to get up early in the morning and go to the testing location or whenever you decide to schedule it. And then also, how much does the TAP test cost? Well, right now, The total fee for registering for all the 4 tests, the subtests, is $125. The good news is that if you take the test the first time, and let's say you pass 2 or 3 or I guess even 1 of the areas, you do not have to retake the whole thing. You just have to retake the subtest that you could not pass the first time. So that's why the subtests can be broken down into separate fees. You will not be required to complete any subtests that you've already passed. And if you take one subtest in a single subtest session, that single subtest session counts towards the 5-time total test limit. So please understand that you only have 5 attempts to pass the TAP test. You will not have 5 attempts for each subtest if you register separately. So again, you have to make a decision. Like, how are you going to take this test? You want to take just a couple of the tests in one 4-hour block to give yourself more time. So if you know you're struggling in mathematics or reading, maybe you take those 2 tests together in the 4 hours and then come back another day to take the other 2. Again, it's going to be totally up to what your strengths are or what you think you'll need to do in order to do your best on the exam, because that's ultimately the goal. How do you study? So how do you prepare for a test like that? That's always a big question. Well, first of all, there are materials available. You can visit the Illinois Certification Testing website, and I'll show you that in a few seconds here, to get some free materials. A lot of students reported to me that those resources were okay, but they didn't do what they felt needed to be done in order to prepare them. There's also some interactive practice tests that are published by certain companies, so that's an option. There's expanded study guides that you can purchase on the ICTS website, which I'll show you in a few minutes. But something I wanted to talk to you about is we are actually offering a new class at KCC for the first time in the spring 2013 term, EDUC 1501, which is a class online only. That will kind of guide you through the TAP test process, kind of give you all the information you need to know in simple chunks instead of it just going to a website and trying to figure it out on your own, as well as the fact that it's self-paced. So not only is it a 1 credit hour and it's a transfer credit, so kind of like the fitness center, that type of thing, but you can also kind of complete the work as you see fit. Always reference it, go back, look at things over and over again, and embedded inside this practice course is also sample questions and access to other materials. So, and it's only 1 credit hour. So just think of it that way. Could that fit in your schedule? If you're interested in knowing more information, as I mentioned in this past slide, you can visit the ICTS website. This is kind of like the Grand Central Station of all things TAP, content, and APT test. And also consider taking the TAP prep course that we offer at KCC. So now I just want to take you quickly to the ICTS website just so you know what it looks like. The Illinois Licensure Testing System, so again it's even kind of transitioned to ILTS, used to be certification, now licensure. Anyway, so this is the website where you will go to actually look at practice sample questions, register to take the test, what to expect, things like that. It's a pretty robust website, which means there's a lot of information to sort through. And so if you have questions about it, feel free to let me know. But this is something that I also go over in detail, in depth, in the TAP prep course that we offer at KCC. So again, important dates that come up regarding the test. If you have questions, notice you can scroll your mouse over and kind of take a look at all the subheadings, like taking the test, register now, so when you're ready to go, this is where you will go to get your name on the list, on the roster, in order to take the test. So again, in Illinois, in order to become a public school teacher, you must not only take courses and earn a degree, student teach, observe, etc., you also must pass 3 exams, 3 separate exams. The TAP test being the first one, content exam the second, and APT the third. So now you know the 3 tests that you need to take in order to become a licensed teacher.